Was breaking.
All right. Okay, please let me start over again. By the way, my name is Deborah Aribo. I'll be moderating this section today. And the theme for today is AI ready and cyber smart practical skill for Africa's youth in the digital economy. I'm so glad to be here and to be moderating this section today. And we know that I'm sure that we've heard a lot of people say that, okay, AI is the future. We've heard that a lot. So what does that future really require from us? What should young people be learning? We are here to learn we are here to learn how we can leverage AI to create opportunity, how we can become more competitive in the global market. Hello, can you hear me?
You are muted for a while, but it's back now.
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
All right. Good morning. Good morning, Sophia. Good morning, Mr. Ilori. I'm so sorry about the instability of my network. So I'll just go straight in to the program that we have for today. So our first speaker is someone that sits right in the space. Mr. Olalekan Ilori is the founder and the CEO of PRAC Concepts and Solution, a Nigerian cybersecurity education company. He has built cybersecurity awareness solution, including cyber culture arena, and bring together experience across cybersecurity, entrepreneurship, and financial services. He also holds professional certification across cybersecurity and project management. So let's welcome Mr. Lekon.
Good
Please,
morning.
good morning. Please,
Good
can
morning.
we clap for him as he joins? Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah, for the warm welcome. And I also want to thank everybody else on this call. I think I would like to start by saying Happy International Youth Day to every one of us here. So it's a privilege to have this audience to be able to speak to everyone here, to be able to speak to youths on a day like this. Um, it's a privilege for us to also be in a period where technology is being discussed like this. Like she said earlier on, several years ago, the kind of technology we have access to today was just a fantasy, but now is a reality. So thank you for this platform. Thank you, Afriqnova Technologies, for all you do and for bringing us together today for this moment. So without wasting more time, so that I can quickly speak and allow enough time for questions and others speakers. So please permit me to turn off my video so that I can have enough bandwidth to share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Please, if you can see my screen, let me know.
Yeah, we can see your screen, sir.
Good, thank you. Yeah, so today my session is talking about, like Deborah said earlier on, for those of us on the call, AI is something that has come to stay. AI is something that we have to deal with every day now. It's our reality, which we cannot share, run away from, really. So, and before I go into that, let me do a brief introduction of myself. My name is Olalekan Ilori, like she said. Be able to put together para concept and solutions, uh, and also created what we call Cyber Culture Arena, which is a gamified platform for, putting together cybersecurity. So, uh, um, I'm into helping people to understand cybersecurity. So I run a YouTube channel which has been existing for a number of years, Cyberculture Interface. And during that, the course of running this YouTube channel, I've had to interact with a lot of people in the space of cybersecurity. And I found that there are some recurrent challenges, especially with the incoming, and the evolution of technology in terms of AI that's becoming prevalent, something we cannot do without. And I've seen that there are certain skills, that every young African needs, to equip themselves with. So, and that is what I'm going to be discussing with us today, or sharing, more of like sharing from my experience. And I want this to be as interactive as possible. If you have any question, like she said, you can drop it in the chat. We'll talk about it. But this conversation is a conversation that is ripe now, and it's a conversation I think we need to really, really take or pay attention to, because AI skills is becoming what we, signal what is going to happen to the next phase of our evolution. So the ability to master these skills will determine our ability to implement it. I remember several years ago when computer was just coming in, it was a concern for many people. And people who learned the computer skills were able to survive it. But with AI today, the skills are changing fast because the AI technology is improving fast every day. So these skills I'm going to be sharing with us today are the basic skills, that we need to know. So at the end of this this short session I'm going to be having with us, uh, I'm going to sorry. Okay. At the end of this session, expecting every one of us to go with 5 AI skills, and 3, step or plans that you need to take immediately in this area. The reality of where we are here now, 700 million young Africans will join the workforce, according to international labor organizations. By 2030, there will be 700 million Africans that will be joining the workforce. And this is the largest youth generation in human history. But 9 out of 10 businesses or African businesses report that they are still lacking, or they are having a shortage of AI expertise at the moment. According to, Code Africa and Cisco, they give these statistics. Now, it brings us to a reality. And this is talking about me, sharing my experience. I currently live the reality, the dual reality that everyone is about to face. Most of us, we have a 9 to 5 job, like I also do. And with this 9 to 5 job, I'm being able to bring AI to use on the job and even outside the job. So what I'm sharing with you is something that I've experienced. So I know what it feels like to build something outside the full-time job with the help of AI. Like I said earlier on, I founded Capra Concept and Solutions, a built cyberculture arena. It's a gamified platform for security awareness, security training, and I also have a kit called Cyber Safe Home Kit, which is a physical board game that I help to deploy to families for home use, where homes can experience cybersecurity. And all these things I'm saying is being done with the help of AI. This is something I've tested and read people, and is even commercialized. So what I'm just giving you a background on is to tell you that AI is real. AI can be deployed. AI as a skill can help you to move into the next phase of Africa's evolution. And what are we talking about? We're talking about Africa's digital economy is about to explode in size. So when we say Africa digital economy is about to explode in size, it means 230 million plus jobs will require digital skills by 2030. About $1.5 trillion will be added to Africa's economy by 2020 with the help of AI. 28 million digital skilled jobs will be needed in Nigeria alone by 2030. We can see the gap. We can see that there's a huge opportunity that we are facing, or that is coming to us as youths in Africa and in Nigeria. And these statistics I've given you are statistics from World Bank, Digital Skills for Africa, and SAP. So this is not a story that will happen someday. It's something that is already happening. If you have the privilege of attending any conference, maybe Tech Expo or GTEx or any of the country, you see what I'm saying. You see what people, young Africans, are already doing in this place, and you experience what we are talking about, in terms of the evolution that is happening in this space of AI. Now, we are looking at the jobs are coming, but the challenge is that a lot of people are not ready. Most people are not ready. And we have a lot of youths too who are not ready. And this is not supposed to be. For every one of us that is on this platform, this is a privilege or an opportunity for us to latch onto this opportunity and get ourselves ready. 39% of core job skills will be different by 2030. I was watching a video by Elon Musk in an interview recently where he was talking about that by 2030 or 2036, that money will not be as relevant as it is today. Why? Because there will be the prevalence of AI will make a lot of people to be able to do what they will usually pay for. So you will need you need something extra that will make you relevant by that time because everybody will have access. Today, uh, people the technology that someone in one of the most civilized society or one of the most advanced society, maybe in US or in China, the technology they have access to in terms of digital technology. Someone here sitting in the rural area, a rural location here in Nigeria with access to internet will have access to the same technology. But are you ready? The truth is that most people are not ready. 200,000 plus jobs, unified cybersecurity rules across Africa. Today, we have only about 20,000 certified cybersecurity professionals. In Nigeria, we have about, as of 2023, we have 8,352. What we are seeing is that there's a gap between the opportunity that exists and the readiness. And that is where every youth that is listening to me today comes in. That's where the youth comes in. So, and today, to that effect, in order to be able to develop skills, I came up with a framework of 5 AI skills that every young African needs before 2030, so that by 2030, we will not be left out of what is happening. So these 5 C's are AI literacy and smart prompting, cyber hygiene and digital trust, critical thinking and verification, irreplaceable human skills, and a continuous learning mindset. So this is the framework I'm using. And these are the 5 skills that I want everyone on this call, this conference today, to go away with today. Now, let's narrow into each of these skills. The first one is AI literacy and smart prompting. We have already established that AI era is here. Deborah confirmed earlier on, every one of us have AI on our devices, either your laptop or your mobile phones. So knowing how to use tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, Cloud, to actually get the real work done is what it means to have AI literacy and to have the knowledge of smart prompting. So how do you use these tools to write, to research code, to do administrative tasks, to run or establish business ideas? And then, my take particularly is that you need to treat AI today like a smart intern. AI is no longer just a tool or a device or something or a technology inside your phone. It's a smart intern that you can deploy to you. Most of the time, if I'm having conversation with some people, I will just tell, I want to tell my assistants to do something. Some people may be wondering, who's your assistant? It's AI because it's really become like an assistant. And that is where every youth needs to get to. You need to understand that this AI literacy, this AI is talking about literally someone that can help you to do whatever you want to do. So this skill is very important. AI literacy, you must learn or be able to give clear instructions to AI, review its work, and never submit anything blind. And in order to learn AI literate or to be AI literate and to understand smart prompting, there are different resources. For someone like me, I make use of Substack a lot. So I put some, if you can see my screen, I put some links there, which are people who can help you to understand how to prompt, how to write smart AI prompts. In the past 1 week, I've done jobs with AI that literally will have taken me more than 6 months to. I've given prompt to AI that develop reports, about 22-page report that is a standard of something I can submit for an international level or global standard level of work. So the tool or the skill here is ability to focus to learn this AI literacy. And what I'm going to encourage you to do this week is to pick one tool and use it daily on a real task and not just play with it, not just chat with it. For example, if you if you're using cloud, develop a project, come up with a project, look at the problem around you, and decide to use AI to solve it. Use this particular tool daily. Focus, learn how to understand how to communicate with it. So, because, like I said, this gap that is existing before 2020, you need to be on top of your game in terms of AI. You need to understand how to properly deploy and make use of AI. The second skill that I want you to learn, is cyber hygiene and digital trust. Because AI is scaling, AI technology is becoming everywhere. The same way, scams, people who have malicious intention too, are on the increase. We are having deep fake voice, phishing link, fake job offers. People are using AI to come up with different schemes or different attacks, in terms of cybersecurity. And then you need to, I'm beginning to see some phishing email that are very intelligent, that are very difficult to not to click the links. There are a lot of, if you go on your Facebook now, I can tell you, majority of the videos that exist on Facebook and on some other social media today are AI videos. You need to understand how to separate, this, how to know, how to spot the difference between fake videos, how to, you particularly keep your images, your personal videos, how to keep them safe. Because one of the things that is also happening is that because this technology is advancing, people can easily steal another person's picture or video and use it to create something. You see, so this is important. This is why cyber hygiene and digital trust is very important. You need to understand how to keep your digital footprints very tight. Minimize the kind of pictures, how to minimize the kind of your footprints that you leave on the internet. This is becoming a skill that needs to be learned. Because if you are careless about your image or if you are careless about your picture, before you know it, someone can just put your picture and you see yourself talking in places where you have never been or where you are not even you're supposed to be represented. So cyber hygiene and digital trust. And this is why, for me, I built Cyber Culture Arena, which is a gamified platform like I talked about, which is going to help young Nigerians to understand, cyber hygiene, phishing, password, and different things. So in order to master this skill, what I want you to do is to turn on, one of the least things you can do is to turn on multi-factor authentication. Most of us understand, we already have an idea of multi-factor authentication. Is no longer something that is strange to us. So your top 3 accounts, the assignment I'm giving everyone here is go to your privacy settings, ensure that you set privacy settings, ensure you turn on your multi-factor authentication. These are the little, the list of things we can do in terms of deploying these skills that we are talking about. Cyber hygiene and digital trust is a skill that we must learn, as a youth in this era. The third skill I'm going to be emphasizing on is critical thinking and verification. So when we're talking about critical thinking, we look at how AI behaves. AI does what they call hallucinates. Hallucinating is a twitch word for saying AI is lying. Let me use the word lying. Because when you say hallucinate, it means AI is telling you what is not real. Literally, if somebody does that to you, you will say the person is lying. So AI hallucinates. Deep fakes can be convincing and misinformation is spreading faster than ever before. So knowing how to verify before you trust something is non-negotiable. So this is a skill, critical thinking and verification. So in the event or in the reality of what AI is doing to us today, we need to be able to look at what we see and think deeply. And even when you are communicating with AI and AI is giving you answer, you need to be able to think thoroughly about what you want AI to do and think thoroughly about what AI is even giving you as a solution. And verification. Please, if you see any video, if you see any information coming across you, verify. There's a slogan we use in cybersecurity: verify first, then trust later. Even if it's coming from somebody you know very well, even if the information is coming from somebody that you have had dealings with, verify first. Verify before you trust what you are seeing. That is very key. And my take is that You don't, even in credit analysis, like I shared my work experience before you, I do some credit analysis. You don't approve on one data point. This is what you apply to this to when you use AI. When AI gives you an answer or a result, you know, cross-check, cross-reference, search elsewhere. If you're using Claude, for instance, if Claude gives you an answer, you can still go to ChatGPT and verify whether you get the same answer. Go to Gemini, check whether you get the same answer. These are all ways of verifying. So this week, what I want you to do is before you use any AI output, when you ask any question, check it against two other sources. You can do your normal website, Google search, you can do your normal search or even ask people, ask professional, or pick up a book and verify. So critical thinking and verification is the third skill that every young African needs as we approach, 2030. Then this fourth skill I'm talking about or emphasizing this morning is irreplaceable human skill. So human skill is something that we will never be able to do about because AI will not be able to, you know, come into cannot have the human nature. At no point will that happen. Creativity, empathy, leadership, negotiation, storytelling are all rooted, in real African context, and AI cannot replace a lived experience. AI cannot replace whatever you are doing. AI cannot replace it. Their empathy, for instance, I was telling you someone that as a human being, I can look at someone in the face and can tell that there's a problem. I can tell that somebody has been going through a challenge. I can tell that maybe this person is thinking about something. AI for now has not been able to do that. If I'm going to negotiate, or to tell a story, these things come from inside. These skills will still forever be. AI can tell, maybe can come up with a story, but if you are telling a story that is rooted in your African context, for instance, AI may not be able to do that, at least as of now. AI is not, wired to that. AI has really not been trained with African data. Most of the AI that we use is now a lot of people are still doing a lot of work in training, AI with data from here. So these are still falling in the line of what human beings need to do, So these skills, every young people or young African that will thrive are not the ones that are trying to compete with AI. They are the ones that are doing things that AI cannot replace. So this week, talk to someone, teach someone something teach someone literally something that, is personal to you. Tell someone your story. This will sharpen your teaching skills. Exactly, these are skills that you learn and AI cannot touch. AI cannot teach your ability to do or cannot replace your ability to do certain things. There are a lot of soft skills that we can imbibe that AI will not be able to replace. So you need to think as you are using AI, also look at those human skills that AI cannot replace. Then the last skill, the fifth skill I'm going to be talking about is continuous learning mindset. This is a skill that AI cannot replace. I know it says, I wrote it, I said 39% of core skills will change by 2030. The real skill isn't the one, any tool, isn't any tool or any particular tool. It's knowing how to keep learning as the ground shifts. Maybe about 10, 15 years ago, AI was not the in thing. There were other skills that were reigning, but now AI is here. I can tell you for a fact that in another maybe 20 years, something else may be here that will be more superior to AI. But your ability to learn whatever is coming is a skill that you need to perfect. So as an African youth today, celebrating the Youth Day, we must have a continuous learning mindset because it is in the ability to learn. Someone said that when you stop learning, you start dying. Ability to learn continuously, to evolve. Today I have certifications across different areas in project management, in security, engineering. This is not because one is trying to arrive or to show up, but because one has to just keep learning. You need to enroll in training, get back to school. And when you're going back to school or learning things, learn things that you know that technology cannot just come and knock out one day. These are skills. Today, with technology, you can literally learn most things, but there are things that technology will not be able to knock out. For example, if you're learning to be leadership, for instance, AI cannot replace your leadership skill. These are things that you can learn. So a continuous learning mindset is the fifth skill that every African youth needs. So this week, block out 30 minutes of your day for learning. Use YouTube, use free resources. You can even learn from AI. A community like what Afriqnova is creating is something that can plug yourself to go for meetouts. These are places where attend conferences, attend workshops, seminars. These are continuous learning methods. And these are five skills that, you cannot do without. And I'm not guessing, I'd love to talk a little bit about, to share with you what I've done. For example, the cyber culture arena I've referred to, I've used it to, the content from it, I've used to train a lot of young Nigerians. On the module, I have about 27 gamified modules now. These are things that has been done with the help of AI, with the help of learning, with the help of imbibing some of these skills that I've shared with you this morning. So I want to encourage us to have this action plan. So starting from today or from next week, let me give us a weekend break. Pick one AI tool. Could be Gemini, it could be Cloud, it could be ChatGPT. There are a lot of AI tools out there. It could be ones for creating videos. Pick one particular AI tool and use it daily, every week on a real task. Use this to solve a problem in your school, use it to solve a problem at work, use this to solve a problem in your business, use this to create a new business. What do you do today? Then in terms of cyber hygiene, turn on your multi-factor authentication, go to your settings, go online and ensure that you clean up images or pictures of yourself that you will not want to see there. Clean up these things. This is an action for you to take. Then teach one person something. Sharpen that soft skill, sharpen those kind of skills that AI cannot remove. Teach somebody, show empathy, create something new with your hands. These things compounds, what you do or your ability compound your skills, and then it creates a ripple effect. So to go over what I've talked about this morning, there are five AI skills every young African needs five AI skills every young African needs to imbibe or learn before 2020. The first one is AI literacy and smart prompting. You need to understand AI literacy, how to talk to AI, cyber hygiene and digital trust. This is you understanding that there are a lot of attacks or a risk that new technology has brought upon us. So, and your ability to keep yourself clean in terms of your exposure online and trust, or knowing how to trust and what not to trust, is a skill. Then the third skill is critical thinking and verification, learning how to think critically about what AI is telling you, about what technology is doing, and to verify the things you see around. Then the irreplaceable human skills. These are skills, soft skills, skills like leadership, skills like negotiation. These are skills, like teaching. These are skills like caring for people. These are skills that, they cannot be replaced. So you need those skills. And then the fifth one is the continuous learning mindset, ability to learn, to unlearn, relearn, learn again. These are skills that we need to imbibe. So, uh, if this has helped you, these are ways to contact me. This is what I have for you this morning. I don't know if anybody has any question. Deborah, if you're here, I'm handing over. If there's any question, let me check if I can see chat.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ilori. I mean, it was like a wonderful section. I really enjoyed this section. Like the five skills, like you really mentioned, one skill that really was a big point for me was the continuous learning mindset. I believe everyone should have a continuous learning mindset. If not, you'll be extinct. So, and the critical thinking and verification, because just like you said, AI cannot do things by itself. You have to have a good critical thinking for you to be able to undo the AI tools that we have. So, does anybody have any question? If you have a question, this is an opportunity for you to speak. All right.
Hello, good
Um,
afternoon.
okay. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
good,
Good
yeah,
afternoon, Kwazin,
good morning.
right?
We are still morning.
Good morning. Good
Yes,
morning.
yes, I joined the session from Kano.
Oh, it's nice having you,
I'm Kazim
Kwazin.
Olait. I joined the session from Kano. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it has been very educative, and I so much enjoyed the class. I was actually introduced to this section by one of my friends, the Ridwan Aguluaje. We attended the same primary school at Osogbo Osun State before I came to Kano. So, and I want to appreciate the presenter. I pray that may go well.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Hello, are we there?
Yes, we are here. Thank you so much, Mr.
Okay,
Kwazin.
I just want to I want to buttress the point he has raised. He has raised
Okay.
with respect to the opportunities that are created by AI. I am a teacher. I teach chemistry at Under School, Under Science Academy here in Kano State. And I majorly use ChatGPT as chemistry teacher, and coupled with HOD because I happens to be HOD of science, and it helps me a lot. Sometimes when I engage my teachers, my fellow teachers in a meeting, and I want to draft the real agenda, I will tailor it in such a way that it can provide solution to the challenges we are facing in the department, and coupled with the kind of generation, the student we have nowadays, and how we can give and deliver the best for them. So it actually helped a lot. And I just wish this kind of session will not end here. I will be looking forward to see more of a session like this because it's very interactive and very educative and impactful, like I said earlier. So I'm so much grateful for the effort of the presenters, and may God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olalekan. And thank you so much,
Olaitan,
Sorry,
Mr. Olaitan,
sorry.
Olaitan.
Mr. Olaiton. I
Yes.
would also appreciate our facilitator for taking his time to take us through the AI skills that every African need to know before 2030. I mean, this is really like a big deal. Anyone that does not have this skill in 2030 would be rendered useless. So this is like a big deal, and we should try to implement what we've learned from this section. So in the
Sorry, I have a question.
okay,
I can
all
see a
right.
question
Yeah.
in the chat box. Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. My name is Joshua. I live in Lagos State. I paid close attention to the first skill you mentioned. That is AI literacy and smart prompting. While I listened carefully, a question popped up, which is, Sir, what is your recommended framework or checklist for reviewing and refining AI generated output before they go live?
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So, for me, first thing with AI, there's a caveat you give with AI.
Okay.
Whatever you are doing in AI is not going to replace your fundamental knowledge of whatever you are trying to do with AI. For example, if I'm not into web design, I don't have any understanding about web design, and I want to do web design, and AI generates a code for me. I will not be able to understand what the AI is saying. I
Yeah.
may copy the code, but I will not understand. I will just be copy and paste. Whether the AI is lying inside or telling anything, I will not know. So the first thing is try to have a fundamental knowledge of it. So before you go to AI, you can just use, for example, research on Google what you want to do. Ask
Okay.
questions, read up on it, find out. So when you now ask AI the question, before you submit it or you use it for anything, read through it. That's the least you can do. Ensure you read through everything. In fact, by the time you read through everything, as someone who already has a basic knowledge of what you are doing, questions will be
Yeah.
popping up, So the simplest framework, there are other things, but for this session, the simplest thing is you make sure every output that you get from AI, read through it. If you are not a domain expert in that area, if you don't have fundamental knowledge,
Okay.
ask someone that knows about it. For example, now let's assume you are doing a research, maybe academic research, and you are a topic about maybe adult education, for example, and you generate an
Okay.
answer. Read through it first, and then find one person, that knows about it, and ask the person that, this and this and this and this is what I find out. So what do you think about it? The person will be able to help you knock out what is truth and what is not truth. So that is basic level of
Okay.
verification you can do. So the first thing is have a fundamental knowledge
The
of what you are
fundamental,
asking, so that when AI is telling you the lie, you will know the difference between lie and truth.
the
You
truth.
understand? And then ask somebody else, verify from someone before you submit, because like I said, AI hallucinates. I've seen that happen a lot. Like I said, hallucination is just saying, is a tush word for saying lying. AI
Yeah.
tells you what is not correct or what is not true. Yes. And so if you don't read it, if you just copy and paste and throw it, they will call you back and say, "Oh, God, what is this one that you said?" So read
Mm,
through everything before you make use of it.
okay.
Yeah. I hope that answers you.
Mm. Yeah, that answers because I feel that's one of the mistakes some people do when they do not understand a particular thing. They don't have idea. They just go straight to,
Exactly.
AI, get information, copy it and paste. At the end of the day, for these open universities, when you submit those projects to them, they
You
will eventually return it and tell you, oh, it is AI
know,
generated. Try to use
let
your
me
own
share.
human.
Let me share a story with you. Sorry for calling. Let me share a story. A friend,
Yeah.
a colleague of mine was just telling me that her sister went to study in UK, BSc,
Okay.
and
Oh.
after 4 years or so, they said they can't give her a BSc, that in fact they will not give her anything. She came back home with a diploma. What was the commitment? They said her project had a lot of plagiarism. Obviously, what has
Whoa.
happened? She must have copied and
Please
pasted information. She didn't verify. And she
verify.
came back home with they had to, of course, appeal, and then before they now say, okay, we are going to give you a diploma instead of a bachelor degree.
The
That is
bachelor's
the
degree.
that's how terrible when someone don't verify answer that you get
Verify.
from somewhere. So you cannot afford it. So people can lose job because of that. If you give AI work to do and give you answer and you didn't verify, it can lead to loss of job, loss of business. So it's a basic thing that must be done.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
So
much.
let me
Great.
quickly answer the question in the chat box. Deborah, can I answer
Yes,
that?
I wanted to
Okay.
mention that about the questions in the chat box, and we have few time so that the other speakers also they can speak.
Okay, let me just quickly rush through. So the first question I say is they say AI will take jobs, but you said AI will create more jobs in the future. Can you explain? So quickly, the simple explanation is that what AI is doing is giving people the power to do things they usually cannot do before. So I always give you this scenario. Imagine you are working in a company that produces soap, for instance, and they have 10, well, have 20 of you. And now there's one AI came out, and then the AI said, okay, the company owner said, okay, I don't need 20 of you again because there's AI that can help me to produce soap. So out of the 20, only 15 people go. So why I said AI will create more jobs is that it means that the AI now has the ability that 15 people that are let go of the job or that are let loose, those 15 people can take the same AI that company they are working for. They can use the same AI and now go and start their own business. That means 15 people who have the domain knowledge of how to make soap can now use the same AI that took their job from them and start 15 other soap making business. That's the idea. So it means that because the AI is now available to everybody, it means what knocks some people out of the job is the same thing. Another example is computers. When computer came, a lot of people lost their job because they don't know because computer replaced what they were doing. But that led to the creation of a lot of business centers. If you are around that time, business centers became a thing. Most of the people that were running business centers are people who are secretaries who are office assistants in places before who are using typewriter, they now bought computers and set up business centers. And a lot of business centers started recruiting more people. So the idea is that the AI is taking jobs for some people, but it's giving more people the ability to create jobs. So what one big company is doing before, several people can now be doing it. And then those several people can now employ more people. That's just it. But what it takes to do that is the ability to learn, the skill of learning that I mentioned earlier. If you're able to learn how to use AI, what a big company will charge 2 million for, small, an individual will charge less for it. Another example in that area is video animation. Before you can create a video animation, you go and learn Adobe, how to use Adobe Weaver, Adobe Movie Maker, and all those complex software, video editing. Maybe you will spend months learning video editing. But today on your phone, you can create an AI animation, video animation that you can run as an advert on CNN. Is that not more jobs created? Instead of waiting to, go and be looking for a job, more people are now creating video animations on their phones. So AI will eventually empower a lot more people to do more things. That's what I mean by AI will create more jobs. And then the second question says, I discovered that the AI app I use knows everything about me. I already noticed I cannot make AI app forget those things. It's privacy protected in AI. Yes, your privacy depends on you. That's why I mentioned earlier. Another skill is cyber hygiene and digital trust. AI will make use of information that you have made available to it. So when you are even putting your information on AI, you need to know what to put there and what not to put there. When you are posting your pictures or information about you on social media everywhere, AI will eventually go there and scan for your information and make use of it. So if your information is not out there, there's no way AI can make use of it. So that is why the skill of cyber hygiene and digital trust is very important. You are the one that will limit what AI have access to. There's privacy, there are new laws coming out every day on the use of AI and everything. But until those laws came into full effect and the people who are producing AI are able to limit the ability of AI, which I doubt they can ever. So privacy is as protected as you protect your own information. So AI is not responsible for your privacy. You are responsible for your privacy. So the information about yourself that you put out there is the information that AI will make use of. I think as I discovered while preparing like this, so I had to just
All
say
right,
I
thank you
okay,
so
I think that's
much,
all.
sir. We
Yeah,
really
I think that's all.
appreciate you taking your time to answer the question. We have to, because of timing, we have to introduce our second speaker now. Thank you so much, sir. So our second speaker
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Sorry, I was
is
I didn't know I was muted.
our second speaker is Sophia Daniel. She's a data privacy and AI compliance lawyer in Lagos, and her work sits at the intersection of law, legal rights, AI governance, and emerging technology. She also supports digital illiteracy and rights work and is passionate about helping African young people and professionals to understand the digital economy and navigate it responsibly. Please welcome Sophia on board. Sophia.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
Deborah. Thank you very much for having me and all the organizers. Everybody here, thank you for being here. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Please permit me. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about from campus to global tech jobs, building a career without borders. So now, by the year 2050, 1 in 4 people on Earth is going to be an African. So Africa is expected to hit about 2.5 billion population. That means 1/4 of the world's workforce will be standing exactly where you are right now. And will you be one of those people that are helping to build this fast-paced economy, or you'll just be watching them in the sidelines? So I want each and every one of us to know that this is an opportunity. for innovation, for growth, for leadership. And for those that are looking for global jobs, the global tech employers are only going to hire those who are ready. My name is Sophia Daniel, and I'll be showing you how to move from campus to a global career. The broken contract. For such a long time, the mandate to get a good job was you go to university, you study, you read, you cram, you pour, you come out, get your certificates, get the job that is related, most times related to your university degree, and retire in a few years. But AI has changed the job market. So the traditional contract between direct education and employment has been broken. We usually followed one path, but now you have the opportunity to do whatever you want and to still make that career work. So we're not saying that the university degree is useless. No, we're just saying that it's more of a foundation. You are the one that will use the skills to build upon it, to make it a complete structure, to make it a complete house. So what are these skills? Some of them are curiosity, the ability to think out of the box, your desire to know why and how things are happening. Why are they happening? How? The ability to adapt to new situations. Obviously, new technologies are being implemented every day. New digital tools, like Mr. Olalekan have mentioned, they are being created every single day. New laws are going to change. So it's the ability to adjust to them when things change. Also, continuous learning. He also mentioned that one. Your ability to keep learning. That is what is going to keep you relevant in this fast-paced economy. Why does this matter? So I'm sure you heard about this major layoff that went down. About 100 and did I say 100? 165,000 tech experts. They lost their jobs, not because of skill or because of they were not AI ready. So these were not just random. I'm sure a lot of people think that okay, they were maybe menial workers or administrative employees, but these were highly educated software engineers who spent years studying in universities. They were brilliant people. And at the end of the day, they got replaced. But we're not just talking about them losing their job, we're talking about the whole role transformation. AI is transforming the job market. It has affected every single industry, even the one I am as a lawyer. So what are we saying? Employers right now are not just looking for people that can compete against AI. They're looking for people who can work alongside it to get even better results. And this shift impacted everyone, including me. So when I graduated from law school, I got called to the bar. I bought my premium wig and gown for lawyers. Yeah, they know that I had the certificates, and I believed that okay, I can finally cross my leg and get the skyscraper law firm I've been trying to think about my entire years or my entire life. So I was thinking that it was just a simple way. I will not have to read as much as how I used to read in university again. But like you guessed, it did not go as planned. I applied for so many jobs. I applied for jobs that I lost track of it. And it's not that I was not qualified. I just graduated. So what were they looking for me? I had to sit down and ask myself, what was I missing that these employers really wanted? And I found out that they did not just want a lawyer. When you think about it, over 6,000 lawyers graduate from Nigeria every single year. So what do I have to offer? What makes me different? What am I bringing to the table? So they needed somebody that could solve problems, not just any lawyer. Okay, I think this is showing. They needed someone who could solve problems. And thanks to this, thanks to my business certificate, I realized that only the certificate enough is not good enough to get me that job of my dreams. I needed to go past it. I needed to learn how to market myself. I needed to network with people in my field, and I needed to show people that okay, these are the value I can bring. Because if you're not willing to bring value, nobody's going to employ you. So currently now I study law, but I work in technology. I'm not a programmer or anything, but now I just help organizations to make sure that the technology they use follows the law, complies with the existing data compliance laws and regulations, and also protects people rights. So just know that unless you're willing to solve problems, nobody is going to hire you. The next one is the reframe. AI is not going to take your job. I know based on what I said about the 165,000 tech experts that lost their job, you'll be thinking that, am I replaceable? But I'm here to tell you and to give you reassurance that no, at least not yet. But you are not replaceable. AI is not going to take your job. Why? Do you know why? I think Olalekan has already mentioned it, but AI lacks judgment. AI lacks empathy. Like he mentioned, it lacks the ability to understand context in itself. That's why you're there. AI is like a machine, basically. It's an engine. So it still requires you to govern, to guide it, to direct it, to give you the best results. Remember when we were in primary school that we usually learn garbage in, garbage out? It's the same thing. It's what you put into it that it brings out. So if you put a crazy prompt into it, that's exactly what it's to bring out. So if we say that AI is not going to take your job, who is the real threat? Who is the person that is most likely going to replace you? And that person is someone who knows how to use the AI. Those are the people that may likely replace you. Okay. So we're getting to this is the theme of the day, be AI ready. So being AI ready means the you're leveraging AI tools in order to work faster, to work smarter. We've talked about how AI is not going to take your job. So how do you become this person? By leveraging these AI tools, by learning how to utilize the AI, it makes you more productive. There are a lot of people that are against it, but instead of fighting against artificial intelligence, it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So you use it to get even much more productive. There are two things that I mentioned that you should know from being AI ready in this modern age. The first one is prompting. What do we mean by prompting? Prompting is basically how to speak to AI, how to give it the information, how to communicate in a way that it gives you flawless results. So prompt engineering is even a career on its own to show that it's that important. Are you able to communicate so effectively that it gives you results that is flawless? So the person who refines prompts and instructions is known as a prompt engineer. And when we're able to provide in context the things we are looking for, if you are able to give it as much detail as possible, you are giving it, I don't want bullet point. I want it to be within 200 words. I want the format to be professional. It should not be casual and all that. The more information you give it is the more better results that will come out from it. So apart from prompting, another thing you should know is quality control. Prompt is more of what you put in. Quality control is what comes out of it. So this is you checking the output for error. Like I'm going to reference Olalekan again. He mentioned that you have to check the error, the output that comes out, because as much as it's important in what you put in, you have to check it. I think there was a time I was doing research about a case. So I went online, I used Claude, I also use ChatGPT. But Claude gave me some cases that I've never seen before. I was not like, wow, these cases they relate exactly with what I'm researching about. So I instead of using it first, that's quality control, I went to go and research more about it. I checked other AI tools. I'm not finding anything. I went online. I went to Primso, it's a law reports group. I went to Nigerian Law Weekly Law Reports to find more about it. And I found out that it does not exist. So that's the hallucination he talks about. It's lying confidently. So I asked it that what happened. He told me that, oh, it was just a reference. That sorry, that he just gave me a reference. I was like, wow. So you have to check what you put into AI because it makes mistakes. The next thing is to be cyber smart. Now, as much as it's important to be AI ready, you have to be cyber smart. Cyber smart is realizing that as much as data is important, is of value, data is a new oil. I'm sure you've heard about this phrase. It's the new oil. And what happens when you put a live fire into where they're drilling oil? It explodes. Exactly. So it depends on how you use it. It's important, but it depends on how you use it because there are so much risks attached to it. So there was I don't know if you guys heard it. There was a Stambik IBTC employee that was asked to resign because she was taking TikTok videos in the workspace. She was warned severally about it. It was breaching the confidentiality of the office. And she did not listen to it. Eventually, they asked her to resign. So, what are we saying? You have to be smart about data. Identity theft too is also there. Cyberbullying is also there. Last week, somebody called me. He told me that he's my pastor, that I should send him so and so things. So, as much as AI is growing, the unethical hackers too are becoming smarter. They are trying to you know, gain and learn more and look for ways to implicate people. So just be careful on what you feed into the machine, because when you're using AI tools, don't try to upload your private IDs. Like he said, cyber hygiene. Just be smart about it. Your personal addresses too. There is a way you do it that you can be traced. Everybody's under surveillance. As long as you're on the internet, you're being surveyed, you're being under surveillance, you're being monitored, your actions, you're leaving a digital footprint. So you have to be careful about it. Once it's inside that AI database, you lose control over it. So, as much as it's important to take care of your data, I must also mention that you should learn to respect the data of others. It goes both ways. So, using somebody else's data without their consent, that is an offense. It's an offense. It's not a prank. For those that usually say it's an offense, and you can be sued for it. So there are other things you can do to keep you cyber smart. Like he mentioned, the multi-factor authentication. You can use password managers instead of using one same password for everything. You can use password managers to be more cautious, to be more, safe online. So now that we know this, let's see how we can use skill and visibility to get to this global career. Okay. Skill without visibility is a secret, and visibility without skill is scam. Like how scammers usually call and be like, I have this when they don't have it. That is basically it. It's a scam. So you need both of them. It should be side by side, is sort of balance. Some of the greatest people that I've met, they don't have any online presence. It's good not to put yourself online. Yes, it's important. But if you want to reach global opportunities, you have to put yourself out there. In this modern age, you need the both of them. I realized that visibility is also a skill. By skill, I mean you being able to utilize it. You learn something, you put it out there. I'm not saying you must be posting every single day, be posting everything you do, but no, I'm just saying that you should use it to a certain extent, that people know what you're doing. There are 5 bridges I listed to reach this global work. And the first one is LinkedIn. The second one, portfolio, remote work, freelancing, interviews. Now, LinkedIn. If I search your name now on Google, what is going to come up? What will the internet say about you? A few years ago, my name did not even come up at all. So I was still on that digital footprint. Now you have to have a certain, a profile online so you can have more trust and to reach more people. So the LinkedIn profile, me, I use LinkedIn. It can be any other social media that you feel comfortable with. I use LinkedIn because that's the one that has worked for me. So your LinkedIn profile will tell people who you are. It will tell people what you're doing. It will tell people where you want to work, and it will give you or relate with people in your field. It will give you a network. A lot of customers have had, clients rather, that I've had, they reached out to me from LinkedIn. So 2 things you can do on LinkedIn. You can just update your name and photo. If you can use your real name, a lot of people use what's it called? They use a nickname. Use your real name and a clear picture of your face. Then secondly, your headline and about section. It should tell people what you're doing to share your skills. It should be something related to the work you want to do. So if you can keep posting relevant content, you will be able to stay visible and reach out to more people. So the next thing to note is portfolio. Portfolio is important because it's a place where you show people. You're not just telling people this is what I do. You're showing people. It's like a proof. It's like a briefcase full of your project, what you've undergone. So that's another way to reach global career jobs. You need to have a portfolio of your own. And if you don't know how to make one, that's the great thing about AI. You can always search online. AI can create it for you, or you can go to YouTube and create one. It's very simple. Remote work. Remote work and freelancing. Remote work is the ability to work from the comfort of your own home. So many opportunities are now remote. I realized recently this year that a lawyer now can work from Nigeria as a paralegal in US companies. And I have a lot of friends that are working there. So what am I saying? It's an opportunity to work from the comfort of your own across borders. You don't just have to, if you've applied and it did not work out, try having you can try remote works. Somebody in Lagos now can now apply to to a company in London and so forth. Remote works demands clear communication, and if you can learn basic tools like Google Docs, Slack, Zoom, and all those other AI design, it would help to keep you relevant to get those global jobs. The next thing is freelancing. Freelancing is where you can really build your ladder of trust. Freelancing and volunteering. You can imagine I volunteered for a this thing a few years ago, and that was what I used to get an interview. That's what I used to land my interview. He was like, he likes what I do and this one and that. So it's another thing. As much as people are saying they don't want to go and waste their time or energy working for another person, just have a goal. You don't have to make them use you as a servant. Just have a goal. You find volunteer opportunities, can be just for a short period of time. It's where you can build a lot of trust. You tell people what you're doing. You start with every small project, and every successful project you add it on your portfolio, and that becomes a huge part of your career. So in conclusion, I want you to remember that you are more than a certificate. You can do much more than a certificate. The certificate should not define the path. I can wake up tomorrow now. I'm a lawyer. I can wake up tomorrow and say I want to be an astronaut. I start working towards it and I can make it happen. So it's you have to start and tell yourself that you can do this. There are skills online. You don't need to know everything before you begin. Just start with where you are right now and you work towards it. And like Mr. Olalekon mentioned, the only skill that will not expire is your skill to keep learning. You have to keep learning. There was no school that taught me how to be a data protection lawyer. It's you that will go and research and network and find information. You read about it. I studied the laws and now I'm able to work in that field. So just start where you are, you learn one useful skill, you show people your work. Because how will people patronize you if they don't know you exist? Then you try to stay humble at the same time. Your background is your unique lens to solving problems. As much as you're saying, I don't have this, I don't have that, remember that your background is just a way to solve problems. And you can do much more than you think you can. By 2050, Africa is going to be in the center of the world. The question is, will you be among those people leading it? Thank you for your time. Thank you very much. If you have any questions.
Thank you so much. This was so refreshing. I really had a good time. I'm sure everyone else they really enjoyed this session. I mean, I could relate to using AI to be able to draft my resume and prepare for an interview. Like it was so refreshing and I enjoyed it. Does anybody has a question? I'm sure we have questions. We should not be quiet about it. If you're quite shy to speak about it, you can drop
You
your
can drop it in the comments.
yes, and I'll say it for you. Okay. In the absence of none, I would like to call someone.
So I have a question.
All right.
Okay, my question is that we need to use it for and
Sorry, I cannot hear you. Yes.
so I want to confirm so maybe it's possible that we are going to take the the record behind the
Sorry, a record of the slides. Yes, I can send it. I'll make it available. I'll send it to Deborah. Thank you.
public.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a very short question.
Please go ahead.
Um, yeah, you talked about being AI ready and prompting,
Yes.
and in your own experience, what is the biggest mistake young professionals make when trying to integrate AI tools into their daily workflow? Did you hear me?
Please come again. What's the biggest what?
What's the biggest mistake young professionals make when trying to integrate AI tools into their daily workflow?
Okay, that's a good question because I think when I was doing my internship, I use AI a lot. They used to call me the AI girl self. It's usually copy and paste. I
Okay.
mentioned earlier that you should still have some sort of governance or guidance inside of it. Don't just give it
Mm,
what and you just take it exactly how it is. You to use your own knowledge, and it's obvious actually. Even though you want to post something on internet and people see it, they will know that nah, she used AI. It's obvious. So try not to copy and paste. Still keep your own
mhm.
humane this thing. Is it governance? So it will still be you. Use it as a tool. Don't allow it to replace you. So it's also
Okay.
there have been so much research about it, and people that use AI, the what did they all say? It reduces your brain, something like that. It reduces your brain ability
Yes.
to work. Yes. So please make sure you're still in charge, and the outputs always revise it because AI hallucinates. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Deborah is muted.
Oh, my apologies. I was talking all this while. Okay. So, in the absence of no other question, we'll move on to the next speaker. So, our final speaker brings about 2 decades of experience in education, IT, and computing. His name is Eri Osabottive. I'm sorry if I'm murdering your name. He's an educationist, an IT and computing educator with extensive classroom and leadership experience. He's also an evidence-informed decision-making practitioner, a founder of Evolve Africa and international speaker across education, technology, leadership, peace, and innovation. Class, can we kindly welcome Mr. Airy as he joins us? You can have the floor, sir. Good afternoon, Mr. Airy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I wasn't hearing you before. Good afternoon, sir.
Let me share my screen. Is that okay? 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 Is that okay?
You're not seeing your screen yet, sir. Mr. Henry. Hello, sir. It's just your picture that is reflecting on the screen. We're not seeing your screen yet. Hello, sir. We are still waiting on you, sir.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can't see your screen yet. Can you share me the document so that I can share it? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I have shared the document to Mr. Redwan. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir. It's just that we are not seeing the documents that you want to present
So I've
yet.
shared the document with Mr.
Okay, no problem.
If you can share that with me. Okay, you can share that.
Can you see my screen now? All right, I've shared it. Is it showing? Okay, no problem.
Yes, can you hear me?
So you can start, sir. I would begin to shift the slide.
All right. Thank you very much and good
I
afternoon to
can hear
everyone.
you.
Yes, so thank you so much for your time and I wish everyone a happy International Day. My name is Henry Sabute. I'm from Ghana and today I'm glad to be here to share with you some few thoughts on what the topic is. Can you project it? And I thank God for the previous speakers and they touched on everything we are supposed to talk about. And today we are talking about how to use AI right now and then how to make use of the smartphones and free tools to start building, real businesses that can fetch you money and give you economic freedom. I offer myself as a tutor, someone who can start this journey with you. Is Afriqnova, and I'm happy that we can share this together. Now, it is evident that most of us here keep complaining about issues and what happens at probably in their communities and how they think those issues can be solved. And anytime that comes up, anytime there's something that you think somebody else can do, that is a great.
Hello, sir. We're here.
AI could add about 2.6 to 4.4 these days. As the economy grows, as founders keep opening companies and startups, we are ready to empower African youth to start something on their own, to start creating jobs and businesses that could give them this economic freedom from what they do. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. I just need you to tell me when to click on the next slide so that I'll follow through. Hello,
Can we
sir.
move to the next slide? The first one.
All right.
So we have to understand what it needs to for startups. I know most of us here have already started something, and I'm speaking to the new generation, young people who want to start businesses and to grow in their professional life. And startups are just small businesses that are created to solve problems or meet a specific need in our community. And usually, with the goal of growing and serving many people in our community. So it's a start of the entrepreneurship journey that starts a whole business on its own. But the first thing is to start with a business, to create a business, to understand what you want. I move to the next slide. So
Okay.
here we want to be sure that we will live with understanding that AI is the reason why people are creating good businesses now. People are starting good businesses and using that opportunity to start great things. And then we're also going to know how to use at least 5 tools to start building our own businesses and apply those tools in validating and launching our businesses. And also basic things that our former speakers have spoken about. And so I start with funding and policy support for African startups in Ghana and Nigeria. As a Ghanaian, I've had a lot of interactions and partners with Nigerians. And as a startup, funding shouldn't be the reason why you start, or it shouldn't be a worry to you, because we realize that most young people to start a business, they start thinking about how much they have and what they can contribute to that business. And starting a business, you don't need a big office or a big team or millions of dollars or cities or naira to start a business. Our first step is to prove that there's a problem and that we can solve that problem. And then government agencies and investors can come in to support us. And I have this YouStart, is a government agency in Ghana that supports young people. So if you have an idea to solve a problem, a specific problem, you can start from here. I'm not able to see your screen because I have issues with the internet and the device as well. So I'm just moving. So YouStart is a government agency that supports young people in Ghana to launch your business, to solve a specific problem. You have to show up with a real solution to that problem to get those funds. And then we have the Ghana Enterprise Agency, which is the same thing that you can apply for funding once you are able to identify a problem in the community. And as well, I know that Nigerians have the Nigerian Support and Engagement Portal and then the Bank of Industry and Intervention Fund. So we don't have to wait for a government grant to become entrepreneurs, because you might not get that grant. But if you are able to identify a problem, as a startup, you can use AI tools to create real solutions for that problem. You have to know that AI will not create the solution for you, but AI is always a partner that can support you, that can help you, like the former speaker said, to prompt genuine solutions to that problem. So we can always use AI or low-cost tools to build our first version of the solution. We try and get at least 10 or 5 users, get evidence that this thing is where it can be solved with this solution. And then we can register and incorporate our businesses properly and legally to start earning or getting grants from government agencies and investors. So I suggest that we have the idea for to solve a problem, we generate evidence for it, we produce a prototype, and then we find customers, at least 10 people in your household. That is how you can have a much stronger funding application or a startup to be funded. And why AI changes the startup game. So previously, there were to start a business or an entrepreneur journey. The old system is to find a developer, find a designer to design your models for you, and then find a copywriter and then a capital to start that business. And now there's opportunity for you to have AI as your partner, and who could be the co-founder or the partner that you need, and then you can develop a prototype using AI, startup a two simple tools that we talk about, or the former speakers or previous speakers are talking about. Do your proper research, like they said, and then find a design to now launch into the market. And there are a lot of opportunities out there. So I compare the old ways versus the new ways. So the task is to previously to launch a business, you need to go do the market research, and then that can take you weeks and months of manual service. But in the AI way, it takes you hours and minutes to do the market analysis using AI simple tools. Then landing your page, you need to hire a developer previously, but now AI simple tools can help you build a website. Then in terms of branding, you also need to hire a graphic designer, but currently with the tools available, simple tools can design all those brands for you for free. And then in terms of writing your business proposal, BMC, business proposal and plan, you have to hire a copywriter, and now you can draft that simply with AI. Like the previous speaker says, you have to always edit and don't copy and paste wrongly or just like that. You need to do thorough editing to get it right. In terms of customer support for your business, previously you have to hire staff early, but there are chatbots to respond to your queries or customer queries and customer queries as easy as anything that you can be sleeping and your system is still working. In terms of bookkeeping and accounting, you have to hire a professional accountant or a finance person. But currently, there are AI assisted finance tools and models that can do this. These are simple journey from problem to launch. So first, to validate your business, is the real is the to ask yourself, is the problem real? To build it, you create an MVP, most valuable product, and then in branding you look for credibility, and as well as the market, you reach out to customers and operate your business. One, so to validate your idea before you build, AI can help you save a lot of times of weeks and months of research into a simple one day or one afternoon thing. So the first AI tool that my former speakers spoke about are the ChatGPT and Claude, which are good tools to help you launch into your market and do proper market analysis with proper prompts. Prompting is just simple asking AI or speaking to AI in their language to understand what exactly you want. So depending on the environment and community and target market, you use ChatGPT and or Claude or analyze the market before you launch. And Perplexity AI is one of the fastest research tools where you can get sources from. And then Google Trends, you can see what is trending in your community in terms of business, what people are asking, and what really people are looking for, or solutions are looking for to problems. And then as well, answer the public, this way you cover their questions about what people are asking for and their queries and worries about products. So to build a minimum viable product, you need both .new, which is AI to describe the app in plain language. It describes your product or whatever you want to do in plain language. This AI, this both .news like Lovable is powerful tool. I intend to demonstrate this too, but I'm on the road, so probably this will not be able to work now. So both describes your product in simple English, in simple language that you can convey to your local people, to the local people, to your customer, or to your client. Then you go to Glide or Software, which turns spreadsheet into an application that you can use to collect details and design beautiful flyers for your product. And then the Prima AI can assist you to develop or to build a super website for your product. Permit me to move on to branding, content, and marketing. These simple AI tools can help you brand and become product out there in the market as flyers and posters. Social media posts can help you generate simple social media posts. And always you always have the chance to model this and edit them to fit like Sophie said, ChatGPT and Claude get will get you good captions or write simple emails and add and names for you to use to promote your product. Ideogram or Midjourney can visualize your product, help you visualize them, and then give you that that look, that branding, that look, that color you always want to see in social media or on the internet. Then as well as usual, CapCut for Opus turns your video into short clips and makes them touching for to project your product. Buffer or later content planning captions, or you can drop all your so all also boils down to prompting. So that will literally give you daily captions and daily posts on social media once you're able to attach your social media link to it. So tools like TikTok and all that will help you get social videos to promote your business. Number four, which is operations and are able to
Hello, sir.
Okay, it's a special team at this. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Are
can
able
hear you.
are able to Notion AI are able to tools like Calendly, Alta, and Wave the special tools to handle your accounting and meeting procedures as far as bonuses are concerned. So I'm still here. So as a former speaker to be cyber smart, we have to use AI safely, just like Lord Afriqnova mentioned. And then the first speaker, Laurie, also mentioned it, so I just click off and I will not do the breakout session. So probably your AI startup to at a glance. So validate, use ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Google Trends, and answer the public. To build your brand, you can use both .new, you can use Lovable, you can use Light, you can use Software or Prima AI. To project your brand and ensure proper marketing to go to market, Canva is available. CapCut will make your videos very short and enticing. Opus can also help boost them in a product background. For operations and other customer care, TJ will do that. Chat-based will answer all your queries and Notion AI as well. In terms of financing and bookkeeping, and as well as security, with QuickBooks, Bitwarden, and two-way factor authentication can also help do that. All right, so that's what I have for you today, and I just have to run quickly to finish this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for this session. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Okay, in the so much, Mr. Eri. I mean, you've brought a very important factor to us. And I'm sure that everyone that came here, they got to learn something different. The goal isn't for every African. We got to learn something different. And I'll share the slide with our participants. And thank you so much to Afriqnova for creating this platform for us to be able to learn more about AI entrepreneurship. Thank you. I hope you have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Mhm.